Morning builders, how are we? This is Sedgemoor campus, I believe. It's very early in the morning and we're going to introduce the art of bread making so you can take it home to your loved ones and show off. You probably don't have a mixer this big at home, but ours is a 40 kilo mixer. They'll do 40 kilo things exactly like making cement. It's amazing. Right, so we put in this bowl here, I've got 2 kilos of strong bread flour. I've got a litre of warm water. I've got 200 grams of fresh yeast, 200 grams of vegetable oil. Let's try not to use palm oil and kill the planet. But I've also got salt and a little sugar. And I'm going to take it out now. It's been mixing for about 10 minutes. I'm going to take it out and then we'll let it through for about half an hour. Try and do that in a windless zone if you can. I have to put a barrier around one of your special builder barriers. So in here I've got a lovely elastic, pliable dough, which will probably take about 30 minutes to prove before we shape it. So here's our 2 kilos of dough, to which we just give it a bit of a work by hand. That you can see it's got loads of elasticity in it, which is great. It's exactly what we're after, and it's developed the gluten. Now gluten is the strains in the flour itself, and the more you mix it, the stronger the gluten gets. The stronger the gluten gets, the more aerated the bread can be, and it will hold its structure when it's baked. As you can see from these loaves that I've got beside me, so I've got some buttermilk loaves here. This is a plain water dough, and then we're going to make a concrete garlic and rosemary bread after, using exactly the same dough method. So we've now worked the dough into a nice smooth top. This is why builders have got big shoulders, the bakers have got even bigger. Beautiful. Right. So we're going to put it into a little box to proof. You can prove it in stainless steel. You can prove it in little linen lined baskets. But here we're just going to do a little piece of silicone, etc. The idea of having the sides to the box is to keep the draft off. The bread doesn't like draft. So when it goes, here's what it's box to proof. I'm going to cover that with a cloth. Bang. I'm going to pop that over here to proof. I'm just going to turn the heating up in the room to do that. Right, to make the dough which we've just made, but we're going to make a concrete garlic and rosemary bread. First of all, you put the little thing on the dolly. Into that, we add 2 kilos of strong bread flour, 200 salt, 100 sugar, 200 mils of vegetable oil, and then we need to add to that some rosemary, which we're going to pick. Now, some people will say you chop it. I'm not a great believer in that. So when you put it into the dough, the dough hook is going to break up the rosemary and allow the essential oils and the rosemary to release. Here I've already done by one of my chefs. He's weighed out 200 grams of fresh yeast. You can pick this up at a supermarket. Yeast to take home. Buying fresh yeast, you can get it from artisan shops, etc. But dried yeast is just as good. So if you're using an ounce of fresh, you'd use 7 grams of dried yeast. And follow the instructions on the packet. The instructions on the packet are pretty vague, but basically they are slake it down with a little blood temperature water and the yeast will come to life. 1 litre of warm water. Now this water is quite hot, but I'll explain why in a second. We're going to pour the hot water into the flour, but we're going to put it on the other side to the yeast. Now the flour's been out, so the flour's been warmed. We're going to put the warm water on the other side of the yeast. The reason we're doing that is if the hot water goes to the yeast, it will take out some of its activity, it will kill it. Okay, same with salt, so the salt's separate to the yeast. Now we take some fresh rosemary, and all we're going to do is strip it, just like that. In it goes. We're going to snip it under the camera lady's nose. Oh, dirty Sanchez. Not that we can say that because that's really naughty. But here we are, 5:30 in the morning, in Bridgewater, and we haven't got a kebab. Just terrible. And then we've got this beautiful concrete garlic. Now concrete garlic is really simple. This one's been cooked in rapeseed oil. So what we've done is we just cooked the garlic very slowly in rapeseed oil, and it's soft and tender. Now I'm looking for an improvement. Ice cream scoop will do. What we're going to put into here, we're going to put about 4.5 ounces. So we'll call it 5. So that's, I know this is a 2-ounce ice cream scoop. So in it goes. So you can see the garlic cloves are whole. They've been cooked whole, probably about 2 hours, but just cook it really, really gently. So it goes really soft and tender. I'll pick a piece out for you. But it's really soft and tender and just squashes between your fingers. It's almost like a paste. But that smell.
It smells great.
It is. So we take our dough. So we've got in here, we've got our 2 kilos of flour, our salt, our sugar, our yeast, our garlic, our rosemary, our oil, and our warm water. Now you could substitute, if you wanted to, you could substitute the warm water for milk, and like the Victorian milk loaf, it's exactly the same principle. It's a very, very versatile recipe, this. So the 2 kilos of flour to a litre of water, 200 oil, it's pretty much bomb-proof. You'll be able to make it at home, no problem, and impress your loved ones. You never make these things easy. In the olden days, when you could put your arm in and have your arm pulled off, it was a whole lot better. You didn't break your back, now you have to break your back to do it. So we pop the thing in there with the dough hook, we shut on a little safety guard, we pull the dough up, we make sure it's set to number 1, otherwise you'll look like Santa Claus, like most of my chefs do, because they always forget to turn the speed back, and then we pop it on. We'll let it slowly mix to start. It's all amalgamated. Once it's amalgamated together, we'll turn the speed up and we'll beat it for about 5 to 6 minutes to develop the gluten, because what you're doing is you're stretching. So the baker would be kneading it on the bench, but with this will do it for us, take most of the hard work out of it. Our real work will start to come when we start to do this. As you can see, we've already put on about half in size already from the dough we started with. It's starting to get hard. You can see the garlic and the rosemary going through it. So when you slice the bread, the rosemary will naturally get cut up. Half an hour later, both our doughs have proved. The first dough we made and put into the wooden box was proved. This was made 10 minutes before the other one, which was garlic and rosemary. So one's in a more advanced stage than the other, but we're going to play with the one in the wooden box first. So here comes the massive unveiling. Dun, dun, dun. What you had before until what you have now. So the dough is rapidly improved. It's gone probably roughly 3.5 times the size it was originally. And there it is. The garlic and the rosemary, as you can see, is also coming on in this bowl. Not quite there yet, but it's coming on. Right, so now comes the favourite bit. Favourite bit of bread making. Knocking back. Some people in a pub, after they've had a few too many, look at your missus in a funny way, they need knocking back, and this is how you do it. One big hand, bang, off it goes. Man doesn't give you any trouble anymore. And it comes out of our little wooden box. And there we are, that's our dough knocked back. Now we have to give it a little bit of a work, a little bit of a knead before we can actually shake the bread. So this will make us 6 loaves. Now sometimes you'll find that it's just maybe a wee bit dry, so what we can do, it's not the dough that's dry, but it's the counters. So what starts to dry, so a little bit of water on your hands, and off you go. And the dough becomes a little bit more pliable. Makes that lovely noise. So then what we're going to do, we're going to weigh our dough, see how heavy we are. Now the dough won't have obviously got any heavier during its production. So we do that, we tire our scales. Off we go, see how heavy our dough is, then we can work out how we divide it into 6. Hang on our dough, so our scales are 3.5 kilos. Now if you're going to go scientific, you would use your eye. Right, we're going to take our dough and we're going to split it into 6 equal parts. Really very simple, it's like play dough. First of all, to do that, split it in half. The inside of the thing, where the yeast is going, we're getting all the air pockets going. Then we split each off into 3. It's really that simple. We've now got 6 equal parts of dough. I've done it by either, that's fine. Then we start to shape it. So we take the inside, the outside, the outside, the inside. And you get bits like that, don't worry about that. You go, oh my god, it's not working. As you can see, it will eventually all come together. How to say. Then we champ it. Champing is a very basic technique where basically you stretch the dough and you see it starting to pull itself over. That was our hole originally, but it's coming down now. And your dough becomes smoother and smoother and smoother. And then you knock it up. Now that is basically little dough bread. And then we're going to leave this again to proof. But before we do that, we're going to put a little topping on it. Toppings are really, really easy. People think, oh my god, I've got to do this and crush the egg yolk. Mary has said this and Mary has said that. Before I would even get to that, he likes to slap his dough. But here it's toast. Do something slightly different. We've got our dough done, pop it in there, hit the dough like that, job done. Off it goes. Save the next one, off we go. Same principle. Back to that, down, champ fit. The things in France they used to do, they still do, is they score the top of the individual baker's mark. So each baker has a mark and they have a little razor blade inside a little handle. What does it do with a knife? Allows the bread to expand before it bakes. The Irish on the soda bread, they put a cross on it, keep the evil spirits away. Here, just do that, allows the bread to open like a flower. And that's that one ready to prove. So it's going to prove on us. We're going to pop this into the main kitchen now. Then we'll do the garlic. When we've done the garlic, this one will be ready to go into the oven. Rosemary. Right, remember the man in the pub lesson? Some people need knocking back. There we go. Now this one is slightly more special because the garlic confit, everything you add to the bread is a damp ingredient. If you add raisins, if you added sultanas, that would imply not only flavour, but they apply a little bit of moisture too. Take some garlic oil that I discussed earlier. Just going to put a little bit of the garlic oil on top of these. Grab yourself this. We're not talking massive amounts either, we're literally just talking on top of each one. What else have we got on top there? A little bit of cracked salt. We'll add a new dimension to our little. Nicely done. How easy is that? Give me a little pat on top, that oil we put on. We run into those fingers and we'll sprinkle a little bit of salt over the top. Now we're ready to go back in. You've got to be careful with salt and bread because salt is a yeast retardant. on. Yeah, it's fine. So these will be about 10 minutes before they're ready to go in the oven. So our plain bread is nearly ready to go in the oven. The rationale is nearly up to speed. And then I've got the garlic and rosemary bread behind, ready to go. That's also doubled in size already. The oven will tell us when it's ready. Nearly there, little orange band going up. So the oven's now telling us it's ready. It's come up to 220 degrees. We're going to pop the bread in there, and the oven will take care of the rest. It'll inject steam into the oven. And oh look, the other one's going now. It's like my ex-wife. Amazing. So in goes our plain dough. The other one's still shouting like a lane on a Sunday morning. Where are you? And it goes, ready to cook. I don't even think the other one's mine now. And then we take our garlic and rosemary, which we've done. And then it goes as well. Now we have to watch this garlic and rosemary because it will cook slightly faster due to the thickness of it. But we leave the setting the same. On the wrap, always helps. There we go. And off they go. That's the bread in the oven. The step change can drop down to 190. Steam's gone into the oven. We've now got 13 minutes left to cooking. We've now dropped the oven from 220 down to that. It's injected steam into the oven. So we've got the crust on the outside now.
Yes.
And now it's just going to cook the inside. And then you also get the hollow door notch on its own. This one I'm a little not concerned about, but it hasn't taken its step change down. It will do in a minute, but we put that one in second, so it'll only be a couple of seconds away. As I said earlier, that one will probably cook faster. And here we go, here are the loaves that we've baked. 3 different loaves of bread from the same base recipe. We've got a buttermilk at the back where we just substituted the water for buttermilk, or the rosemary and garlic for bread, and then we've got the plain water bread. Right, so what we're going to do, we're going to do a little special with the garlic and rosemary. So we've got it here, it smells beautiful. We've got a little bit of aged balsamic here, and all we're going to do, we're just going to drizzle it. Like this. Look at that. Isn't that just beautiful? Fresh out of the oven. Not bad, huh?